everyone, and welcome to Healthy RC Living. I'm your host, Heather Dawson. Well, the city of Rancho Cucamonga launched the Healthy RC movement to encourage all of us to make healthy choices for our minds, bodies, and earth. So let's end the year with all the ways to enjoy healthy living. Rancho Cucamonga's annual Founders Day Parade had a new home this year, but there was no change in the fun and excitement. Our very own David Wiley was part of the crowd that was taking flight at this year's parade.
It was a Chamber of Commerce day as clear skies and brilliant sunshine reigned over the 2015 Founders Day Community Parade and Celebration. The theme of this year's parade was Taking Flight. All things that fly. The annual parade has become a tradition in our city as Rancho Cucamonga demonstrates its community pride. This year's event traveled along a brand new parade route, starting on Day Creek Boulevard near Sears, just south of Foothill. The parade continued down Day Creek, finishing at the Rancho Cucamonga Epicenter and Adult Sports Park. Many area businesses took part in the event and helped make the parade possible. Mark Christopher Auto Center was the presenting sponsor for this year's event, with many representatives from the dealership riding on a beautiful float. Mark Christopher is California's #1 volume GM dealer and has been part of our community since 1975. Other parade sponsors included Cucamonga Valley Water District. Water District board members rode in the parade in a beautifully restored 1942 Ford truck. Cucamonga Valley Water District has been providing water and wastewater services to our community since 1955. In fact, 2015 marked the 60th anniversary that Cucamonga Valley Water District has been serving our region. Another parade sponsor was the Inland Empire Health Plan, better known as IEHP. Their barnstorming float fit right in with this year's theme of taking flight, with an airplane flying out of a barn. Also riding with IEHP was Super Nutritia, the health and nutrition education superhero who rescues kids from the evils of junk food by teaching them healthy eating habits. IEHP is one of the largest employers here in Rancho Cucamonga and provides affordable healthcare plans for residents throughout the Inland Empire. Azawi Dental of Rancho Cucamonga was another parade sponsor that really got into this year's theme of all things that fly. Their entry featured the real-life Tooth Fairy, along with a giant hot air balloon surrounded by some of their office staff. Azawi Dental is located on Foothill Boulevard and promises to provide high-quality and gentle dental care. Other parade sponsors included Shakey's Pizza and California Mentor, which helps find homes for individuals who have developmental disabilities. Of course, the parade was filled with local high school marching bands proudly showing off their stuff, along with service groups and clubs and several local equestrian units, making the Rancho Cucamonga Founders Day Parade a true community celebration. As the parade came to a conclusion at the Epicenter, trophies were handed out in various categories, including Best Representation of Theme, which went to Karen Cougar Chorus, which is an after-school music program for 2nd through 5th graders. There were also a number of vendors on hand showing off some of the services that are offered here in Rancho Cucamonga. It was a fun and successful day that really put community pride on display. It was made possible in part by the wonderful contributions from our local business community.
The Rancho Cucamonga Police Department knows the importance of maintaining a healthy working relationship with the community and continues to find new ways to make those relationships grow. Marco Gutierrez takes us to the first annual Rancho Cucamonga Police Department Open House.
Well, the Rancho Cucamonga Police Department Crime Prevention Rally and Open House took place with the objective to educate the public on what they do and to have a working relationship with the community.
What we want to do is we want to try to break the barrier. We understand that in law enforcement we have that uniform presence. When we get out and talk to people. It makes it a little easier for the community to approach us and talk about their specific concerns that they have. We've had a wonderful response to this open house and crime prevention rally. We're very active on our social media and just through Facebook and Twitter, we've gotten a wonderful response. People just wanting to come out, educating themselves because they understand that what we're ultimately trying to do is help them to reducing their chances of becoming a victim.
The rally included a number of displays with fun for the family like Smokey the Canine. At the same time, the event provided useful information in regards to crime prevention, like home surveillance options to look for as a consumer.
It's somewhat indisputable, you know, when you have good quality video, but anything really is better than nothing. You know, we want the public to feel safe and be able to protect themselves in whatever way they can. Having video is very important and one of the ways they can protect themselves.
Another great way is Lady Be Aware, a great self-defense program offered to the women in the community.
It basically allows the community to come actually into our training facility and work side by side with law enforcement on a very, very low-key, comfortable level where they're able to come in and learn some of the techniques that we used to use in the past just for law enforcement, and now we allow the community to actually come in and teach them these things so they can protect themselves. There are times out in the where they're unable to wait for the police to get there due to response times. They can actually protect themselves and their families and have that opportunity to get away if they had to.
We just want to thank the City of Rancho Cucamonga for allowing us to have this wonderful opportunity to get the community out, with the support through the city and the relationship that we have with the Sheriff's Department. It's a great bond that we have, and I think it's going to only grow throughout the years.
Reporting for Healthy RC, I'm Marco Gutierrez.
El Nino weather is upon us, and the City of Rancho Cucamonga is taking every measure it needs to keep citizens safe and informed. Marco Gutierrez takes us to the El Nino Preparedness Meeting, where city officials provide the tools necessary to the issues most specific to our community.
Rancho Cucamonga held a community meeting about El Nino preparedness for responders in the region to share what they are doing and have available, as well for the public to know what to do to prepare themselves for any storms and flooding that may occur.
The county has a history historically of flooding in certain areas, and we have a unprecedented El Nino out there. It's off the records of what the strength of this El Nino is. And we don't know really what it's going to do in totality. So with the drought and the 4 years of the lack of rain, we're basically missing 2 years of rain within the region. So we don't know what the soil is going to do and how it's going to react from all this rain.
It's important for our residents to recognize that El Nino is already here, even though we may not have seen the anticipated heavy rains yet. But it is expected to be a wetter than normal winter, so it's going to last us several months. It's not just a short-term temporary thing. Residents do need to make sure that they are prepared for the heavy rains, the heavy winds that will come with El Nino. We want everyone to be ready, RC, make sure that you're prepared before the storms hit. And then we will continue to push information out through a variety of sources, through our Facebook, our Twitter feeds, our website, and then we'll also be providing a information telephone line where folks could call in and get a pre-recorded message to learn more about the details of El Nino preparations in Rancho Cucamonga.
A panel of experts addressed the community with information about emergency plans during and after a disaster and recovery resources.
Well, it is important to note that Rancho Cucamonga is prone to historical flooding, and this El Nino is representative of some of the weather that we have seen throughout our history here in Rancho Cucamonga. So we want to make sure that all of our residents are aware that flooding does happen here and to really be ready for what that flooding can look like. And part of our effort is to get all of that information out ahead of the weather that's coming.
The County of San Bernardino Office of Emergency Services is partnering with the City of Rancho Cucamonga to provide preparedness for their citizens, as well as coordinating the response, the mitigation, response, and recovery to any type of disaster, debris flows, or anything that may happen within the city or the county.
Also provided was the Ready RC Before, During, and After an Emergency in Rancho Cucamonga pamphlet, which contains more information such as a telephone and website directory, city maps containing evacuation routes, where to go after a disaster, insurance information, and business recovery resources. You can find the digital version of the pamphlet at the cityofrc.us website. Reporting for Healthy RC, I'm Marco Gutierrez.
The City of Rancho Cucamonga, along with the community, honored local and national military service members at the city's 8th annual Veterans Day celebration.
Song, celebration, memories, and bonding, all part of the generations coming together here at Freedom Courtyard for the 8th annual Veterans Day celebration in Rancho Cucamonga.
Amazing. We had approximately 1,000 people. We gave out a free community pancake breakfast that our firefighters were able to come out and to help us cook for them. We had our VFW, the Girl Scouts were out here. I mean, our play school children came out and sang. It was filled with everyone in offices of service. Our mayor, our councilmen, they all came out, and most importantly, our veterans came out. They all came out, young and old, families of veterans. It was a great community time of bonding, where once again, like I said, we remembered our veterans, but everyone came together and remembered why we're here.
This land is your land, and this land is my land, from the California to the New York Island.
The special moment is when all the children, I believe they were singing, this land is your land, this land is my land. And it wasn't so much this song, it was that everyone saw the children singing and everyone was surprised and everyone clapped. And then when, of course, it's always when they play taps, it's so solemn. You know, one moment everyone is laughing and at the children, at the young children, and then we have our older veterans playing taps. It was just such a moment, so quiet but yet respectful. We should recognize our veterans every day, but we are a blessed nation that we at least honor Veterans Day. We acknowledge it on our calendar. We acknowledge it in our workplace. We acknowledge it in our school. Veterans Day, it's a time to look back and to remember all those who gave. You know, some gave all gave some, you know, and that's our motto that we like to celebrate with our veterans for.
Bonding together, young and old, here at Freedom Courtyard with music and pictures makes this 8th annual Veterans Day celebration another one for the picture book. In Rancho Cucamonga, I'm Brent Weber.
Well, we sent our very own Brent Weber to Los Osos High School to see how students are enriching their minds through theater.
Tell them what you've done. Come on, while you tell them. Down the ball! You go on your knees to me!
The curtain rises on another production at Los Osos High School, signaling another year of high expectations and pleasant surprises for Randy Short's young thespians.
Yeah, it's always a little nerve-wracking, but you always know that, you know, if they're at least interested and they've got a little bit of talent, that there's a lot you can do with that, you know, and then they turn into stars, and you just kind of watch it happen. So it's very cool, very exciting.
What these young stars have done in little more than a decade on the boards and backstage is build one of Southern California's most appreciated high school drama programs. 2 of the past 3 years, they've been selected to perform scenes in the coveted CETA Festival and have even served as host of that event multiple times. And their production of A View from the Bridge, one of American playwright Arthur Miller's more challenging dramatic works, pushed their talents and personal expectations to new heights as a theater family focused on learning and growing together.
She teaches me. You know they can't get over if there's no fountains in Brooklyn.
This is probably the most amazing co-cast I've ever worked with. It is just full of unbelievable actors that all just lift each other up, and it's amazing to just be there. And we have the tech crew in the back that always has our back.
And especially working as a team is like the greatest thing, because you always get to know who is your strengths and who can help you out with the things that you need to work out with, and just knowing it as a family, not necessarily just a team, but you have your entire family. You need to get to know them and make sure that you love who you're working with.
You want something else, Eddie, and you can't ever have her.
My mentor, Mike Kramer, you know, one of the things he talked about was, you know, students can do a lot more than what people expect. You know, they look at what high schoolers typically do and they think, oh, just give them high school material. We always call them Hermie gets a hickey plays. And he said, you know, they can do so much more than that, but people don't believe it. He says, but I've been working with them long enough, and sure enough, they really can. You know, they can rise to doing lots of really difficult material.
The onstage success at Los Osos has even spilled over into the community of Rancho Cucamonga, with a growing appreciation for and dedication to the arts.
And they have all these kids. We're 35 miles from Los Angeles. We know that they're here. We know this community wants to see great theater. They want to see, you know, great music. They want to see all that stuff. Once that the cultural center got built, and I think that they have seen that this community really desires to have great art.
Recently, as Mr. Shorts was saying, they opened up the theater down in the new Victoria Gardens Mall, and it's just really been giving Rancho a glimpse of like what theater is like.
We did something. Marco, tell the man. What am I supposed to tell him?
Before we go, we want to look back on all we've done for healthy RC living here in Rancho Cucamonga for 2015.
2015 was another successful year for Rancho Cucamonga and its Healthy RC program. The goal of Healthy RC is to make our community a better place to live by focusing on initiatives that help develop and improve our minds, bodies, and earth. They do that by prioritizing and addressing 8 areas of community health. Here's a look back at some of the Healthy RC programs and initiatives from 2015. A successful community must stay active and healthy, and that has been a primary goal of Healthy RC. For the second time in the past few years, Rancho Cucamonga officials were invited to the White House this year to honor their efforts to make our community a safer and healthier place to live. Mayor Dennis Michael recently had the opportunity to travel to Washington, D.C. to represent Rancho Cucamonga at the White House. The city was invited to the White House by the National League of Cities to salute the Healthy RC program, which has incorporated the First Lady's Let's Move campaign to fight childhood obesity.
So this is our first pilot of the Healthy RC workshop. It's called To Serve the Body. It's actually a 10-week series. The first 5 weeks, there's 2 phases. The first 5 weeks we do nutritional content, eating habits. A lot of it's in changing behavior. And then the second 10 weeks is adding the exercise.
The Rancho Cucamonga Community Champions, a group of volunteers, has been working closely with the corner store Quick Stop Market to provide healthy options to the neighborhood and adjacent school in southwest Cucamonga.
I think it's great to have the corner store support, the fact that they, reached out to us and were really interested in promoting healthy items within the store.
Running. It's one of the most basic and easiest forms of exercise. And in Rancho Cucamonga, it has also become a great way to socialize thanks to the Rancho Cucamonga Kangaroos Running Club. The club has been around for several years with the idea of inspiring and motivating local runners. In fact, on any given day, there's a good chance you'll see a Kangaroo member along the Pacific Electric Trail. There are now hundreds of miles of trails and paths throughout the city for walkers, joggers, and bicyclists. And the number of people who use those paths, like the Pacific Electric Trail, is a testament to its success.
We walk the Pacific Electric Trail every morning with our dogs. We walk it for 6 miles and we use it almost every day. We love it. It's a passion. We love the setting and the environment.
There are many ways for a community to promote mental health. Rancho Cucamonga's library system does that every day through programs that encourage reading and education. Another way is through culture and the arts.
A conglomeration of agencies spearheaded by the California Mental Health Services Authority recently held a special awards ceremony here in Rancho to acknowledge teens from around the empire for their work in a special film competition known as Directing the Change.
Working in suicide prevention and mental health, it's so nice to have a fun, exciting way to approach these subjects and to have the youth voice.
The city of Rancho Cucamonga not only played a role by hosting this special event at the Victoria Gardens Cultural Center, but Rancho was also represented by a team of youth from Healthy RC who were also part of this competition and came away with an award-winning video.
People until they see it. We didn't even think that we'd be honored. And the fact that we won first in the county, that's just incredible to us, and we're so thankful. And this event looks so great, and we're just so blessed. And we're glad that we're, at the end of the day, we're all here for the same reason and to, help change.
The spectacular home that Sam Maloof crafted for his wife Alfreda and their family remains in Alta Loma as a museum and home of the Sam and Alfreda Maloof Foundation for Arts and Crafts. With pieces in some of the most prestigious museums in the world, it's hard to believe that right up to his passing, Sam had a hard time acknowledging how good his work was.
Well, I never knew if I was good enough. I still, every time I make a piece, even now after 60-some years, and everything that I make is on commission, I wonder if the client is going to like it. I hope they like it.
Rancho Cucamonga has always made community connections and safety a top priority. Here's a look at some of the events and programs over the last year that promoted safety. The Rancho Cucamonga Service Council has been serving our local community for 3 years. Its goal is to unite local business, charitable groups, schools, and churches, all who volunteer to help make Rancho Cucamonga a better place.
The success of Walk to School Day can be found here in Rancho Cucamonga. Mayor L. Dennis Michael kicked things off by encouraging students to take safe routes to school. And whether you walk or ride a bike, be sure to always wear a helmet and watch for cars.
The Healthy RC Youth Leaders is an innovative youth leadership program designed to give a voice to teenagers in our community.
Healthy RC Youth Leader Program is a great way for youth within the city to kind of get involved in city government and public policy and nutrition.
Earthquakes, fires, and floods are just some of the disasters that can strike our community. So it's very important for our city to be resilient by being informed and prepared. Rancho Cucamonga strives to prepare its residents. And the city of Rancho Cucamonga is taking every measure it can to keep its citizens safe and informed. The Rancho Cucamonga Police Department knows the importance of maintaining a healthy, working relationship with the community and continues to find new ways to make those relationships grow. An enthusiastic and excited group of kids were on hand at Central Park recently for the annual Ron Ives Memorial Bicycle Safety Rodeo. The popular event is put on by the Rancho Police Department and supports the efforts of First 5 to increase child safety, especially for those kids under 5 years old.
We have about 300 kids from Rancho Cucamonga come out and we put on bike safety presentations. We talk a little bit about our traffic division and the Rancho Police Department.
Teaching residents, young and old, about healthy habits has been another goal of Healthy RC over the past year.
Healthy RC hosted an intergenerational workshop, Growing Healthy Together, to teach seniors from the James L. Brulte Center and kids from the Grasshoppers Summer Camp about physical activity, nutrition, and gardening.
We really wanted to focus on health, obviously because we're a Healthy RC, so we thought we might as well broaden it as much as we can and incorporate healthy mind, healthy body, healthy earth.
Rancho Cucamonga's James L. Brulte Senior Center is just about the most happening place in town. Among the dozens of classes, services, events, and activities offered, you can find Tech Junction, where volunteers, youngsters, and young adults help older residents navigate the world of the internet and social media.
Usually they'll ask me about Facebook, Twitter, and different things like that.
It's kind of cool to see that most of the time when I help someone, they're wanting to search up this history, and then they'll end up talking to me about that history that they searched up.
Keeping our Earth healthy is part of the core values of Healthy RC, and promoting a clean environment has been a major focus over the past year.
Etiwanda Colony School's recycling and reducing trash program has become so successful, it's helping pave the way for a brand new project that'll show children yet another way to give back to nature.
We do have a large garden project here at our school, and the kids are learning about gardening, and they're also learning as we recycle our cans and bottles, and the money that we receive from that goes back into our garden to buy shovels, to buy dirt, to buy plants, to buy seeds. So it becomes a whole process of kind of giving back to Mother Earth in that whole cycle.
No matter what the topic, Rancho Cucamonga is always trying to help educate its residents and create a community that supports our local families.
With the help of the Healthy RC grant, the Rancho Cucamonga Library started the Mother Goose on the Loose story time in January of this year. It's an interactive story time that stimulates children's senses with music and play, supporting the Healthy RC mantra of healthy mind and body.
Rancho Cucamonga, the Inland Empire's premier city, has been serving as a host town for the Special Olympics World Games of 2015. Athletes have come from countries such as Iraq, Iceland, and more to compete and show off their unique abilities. The releasing of doves drew the event to a close, and the police escorted the athletes off to Los Angeles to compete and inspire. A strong economy is vital to every community, and Rancho Cucamonga has been working hard to make sure the infrastructure is there to help the community thrive. The long-awaited Wilson Avenue extension was officially opened in early August. The project extended Wilson Avenue from East Avenue to Wardman Bullock Road and includes a number of features such as buffered bike lanes, sidewalks, street lighting, and a special bridge for the endangered kangaroo rat. The road will be the primary route for children and their parents going to and from local schools, such as Etiwanda Colony Elementary and Summit Intermediate School.
On a recent August Saturday morning, what may have seemed like a minor inconvenience to drivers actually was a cause for celebration in the ongoing I-15 Baseline Road construction project.
10 supports, each weighing more than 145,000 pounds, put into place over Baseline Road as this I-15 ramp begins to really take shape.
A decade of planning and collaboration between a variety of agencies, and now more than a year of construction to re-engineer the vital Baseline Road and East Avenue Road intersection will drastically increase capacity and safety while improving the quality of life for Rancho Cucamonga and the overall region well into the future.
That's just a quick look at some of the Healthy RC programs, initiatives, and accomplishments in 2015. Healthy RC made some great progress this past year, and many people are working very hard to make 2016 even better. You can be part of Healthy RC too by being active, eating right, and taking part in the many Healthy RC events that are offered throughout the year. With a Healthy RC Year in Review, I'm David Wiley for Healthy RC Living.
Well, that wraps up our December show. If you tuned in late, don't worry. You can catch Healthy RC Living all month long, airing daily, 3 times a day at 8 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, and 7 in the evening, right here on Channel 3, except Wednesdays. Or watch all episodes online at healthyrc.com. I'm your host, Heather Dawson. We'll see you next year. Hi, I'm Heather Dawson. Our show, Healthy RC Living, highlights just a few of the wonderful activities that enhance the mind, body, and earth. We take you to events around the city that'll enrich your mind. Live performances, library computer classes, and story hours are just a few of the ways the city helps people of any age learn and expand their abilities and imaginations. We also show you all the ways our city can help keep your body healthy. There's no better city for outdoor exercise, and we'll make sure you know all the fitness opportunities available in Rancho Cucamonga with our on-location reports. You'll also see how our city is doing its part to protect the earth now and for our future generations. Join us as we explore all of the ways Rancho Cucamonga is making it easy to enjoy healthy living.